Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to dive into the Hack the Box machine paper. Now, if you're new to my videos, the way I approach it is probably different than most of the content creators you see on YouTube. Here's the thing. I have not gone through this machine ahead of time, have no idea what to expect. In this video, I'm actually live streaming right now, but if you're watching this after the fact, in this video, I'm sharing with you my raw methodology, my raw attempts, my rage quitting, everything live as we work our way through this machine. So you'll get a glimpse into my methodology. You'll see the mistakes that I make. And here's what I like about these videos. When I was first getting into pen testing and trying to figure out how to become an ethical hacker, I'd watch these streamers on YouTube and I would see them like solve a Hack the Box machine in 15 minutes. And then like, here's me, I'm taking like 6 hours looking at 15 walkthroughs to figure out how to do it. I'm like, how are these people doing it in 15 minutes? And here's what I realized. They didn't do it in 15 minutes. They went through the machine ahead of time, probably took 6 hours to do it, have all their notes on a side monitor, and then very quickly they're just going through everything they've already accomplished, which is helpful. Like, you might learn something from that video, but it gave me major imposter syndrome because they didn't show themselves, right, trying to Control-C, copy text out of the terminal, only to kill processes like all of us do. They don't show that part in their videos. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you everything and we'll see how it goes. Will we solve the machine? I have no idea. Never attempted this machine before. It is an easy rated machine, but on Hack the Box, I'd like to go on one of these. So we're looking at easy, not too easy, and medium, which means I'll still probably get stuck myself. So guys, if you get stuck on Hack the Box machines, that's okay. I do pen testing for a living. I get stuck on machines all of the time. CTFs help with pen testing, but they're not quite the same thing. Maybe I'll make a video sometime explaining the difference between actual pen testing and working through CTFs. But let's go ahead and dive into it. The first thing we're going to do is grab the IP and let's add it to our Etsy host so we don't have to remember the IP. The way we'll do that is we'll do sudo nano. Nano is just a text editor in Linux if you're new to Linux. Etsy host. Type in our password. And we will drop it there. I'm just going to call it paper.htb for Hack the Box. And let's make sure we can ping it. Okay, I thought it was going to fail there. And we can ping paper. And before we can start our scan and then we'll set up our notes. Paper.hackthebox. Now what RustScan is doing here, RustScan is just a fast scanner and I'm passing the results over to Nmap. So we're hitting the target first with RustScan and then we're saying, hey, all the open ports that we find, do the -A in Nmap with it, which means, hey, run all the enumeration scripts at it and let's see what information we can find. While RustScan is doing this thing, let's pull up our notes over in Notion and we will create a new one here and we will call this paper. Hack the Box like that. I'm going to make it full width and we'll also make it full screen. So we'll do that. That's where we're going to drop our results in and then we'll begin enumerating. And look at that. We're already done scanning all of the ports. We have 22, 80, and 443 that are open. Certificate information. And we have HTML tidy for HTML5 for Linux version. So we even have some version enumeration here. So we'll just copy all of this for now. Go open up my notes here. We'll do a code block. Drop it in, and we want to do bash, not JavaScript. There we go. And then what we're going to do is separate our notes into their own little Notion note tabs. I don't know what Notion calls it that, but Notion note tab type stuff for each one of these services to keep our notes straight. As we enumerate the service, we'll keep our notes limited to that area. Super helpful if you're doing stuff like that, like the OSCP where it requires a lot of enumeration and keeping things straight in your head. So the way I do that is I'm going to copy that right there, and I'm going to create a new page inside or a sub page, and we will call this SSH 22. If I can type, there we go. Code, and we'll drop our SSH notes there. Once again, full width, and that's good. We'll do the same thing for HTTP right here. Probably the same thing that's on HTTPS or port 443, but we'll still make separate notes for it. Full width, there we go. And then finally, this one right here. Like so. Code, notes, full width. All right. Beautiful. So let's go through what we have so far. If we look at SSH port 22, the biggest thing to know here is if we're able to find credentials, let me wrap my code here. Once we are able to find credentials, we might be able to get SSH access to the machine, which will give us a little more control. But right now, there's really not too many attacks we can perform. I know there are some CVEs affecting SSH, but I almost guarantee that's not the way in for 99.9% of the CTFs you do. You can technically try to do username enumeration and brute force attacks, but it's not going to be successful. So for now, we're going to take SSH and just throw it to the side. Our juicy target is probably going to be the web server that's running here. And hey, let me look over at chat to make sure I'm not missing anything. Jordan says he has done paper. Awesome. Eric said I've subbed and canceled Hack the Box at least 4 different times. So if I can't learn from Academy. Yeah, Academy is, I personally really appreciate Academy, but it's definitely quite difficult. Like it's not going to hold your hand, and there's some parts of it that can be frustrating, but it is a really good resource. So guys, for those of you who might be trying to get in ethical hacking and you're having this like resource overload and feel lost when you approach machines or even Academy, I cannot recommend more highly the practical ethical hacking course through TCM Security, kind of their flagship course, the PEH. I did that in the beginning of my journey, and that helped a lot of things stick and gave me a better framework for understanding other resources. So if you're new to this, check out that course by TCM Security, or hey, join me on my streams, watch my videos. I try to take it slow and explain what I'm doing for those who might be new. So let's go ahead and look at this. We have a web server running on port 80, and what I like to do is make a to-do list or a checklist as we enumerate this. A checklist is important because if you don't make a checklist, it's easy to fall into a rabbit hole and then you forget, hey, what have I done? What haven't I done? Or if you're working on a machine that extends more than one day, which often does, maybe this one will as well, where we'll finish this machine next week, you have to have a quick way to look back at your notes and say, hey, here's what I've checked, here's what I haven't checked, here's some of the things I need to do. So let's go ahead and do that before we start enumerating. That's the other thing that I think is important. Do your checklist before you start enumerating, because once you start enumerating, you'll get distracted by a bunch of things and you'll forget what you were doing. So we'll do H3. We'll make this our checklist. So a few things that we can check. We can see we have version information here. So I'm pretty sure there's no exploits for that, but we can check for CVEs in Apache, HTTP, we'll just say Apache 2.4.37. We also have this information here. I don't think that's going to be super helpful. You know, I guess we'll just copy all this version information. There. We have this HTML tidy for HTML5 for Linux version that. So also interesting. We have our title. HTTP server test page powered by CentOS, so nothing real interesting there. And because we have a web app here, we want to do some of our default web app stuff. So for example, we'll use GoBuster for directories. We'll use my vhost scanner.sh tool for virtual hosts. We can use Nicto. You could also use Nuclei for kind of some low-hanging bugs. I don't honestly think it'll find too much for a CTF, but hey, we'll throw Nicto in there and just see, hey, can we find anything with it? So GoBuster on directories, vhost or virtual host Nicto, check source code, check robots.txt, and just browse the website. So let me explain some of these. What GoBuster does is GoBuster will just see, is there any hidden directory? So for example, if we go to this test server page, blah, blah, maybe there's a hidden directory at secret, and GoBuster is going to use a large word list and just try a bunch of directories to see if anything is hidden. So let's get some of those scans running. We'll do GoBuster dir is what we'll name our tab, and let's go over to Tyler, hack the box, make directory paper, cd paper. All right, GoBuster dir u paper.hackthebox. W for wordless, user, share, wordless, dirbuster, directory, list, going off of memory. Hope I have this right. There we go. Now we can use my vhost scanner. Locate vhost scanner.sh. I could have swore I put the vhost scanner on here. Oh, vhost fuzzer. I don't even know the name of my own script that I created. Isn't that amazing? You know what would be a good practice to do? When I was doing the OSCP, I had a separate directory just for tools so I could quickly find the tools I needed. Let's just do that. We'll do make directory home Tyler tools, and we will move vhost fuzzer to there. Okay, now we'll go back to hack the box paper, and can I do tools? Okay, so the script I made, super simple. It just runs fuff in order to find vhost, but I always forget the syntax, and I swear I would take like 15 minutes just remembering the syntax. So I wrote the super simple script to help me, and it's also on my GitHub if you would like it. My GitHub is Tenebrae93. Once again, Tenebrae93. You can get this script for yourself. But we're going to pass it our domain, which is paper.hackthebox. We're going to give it a word list. We'll just use user share word list dirbuster directory list 2.3 medium.txt, our URL, which will be http paper.hackthebox, and then our FS filter, we don't know what it is yet. We'll just do 2 for now, and then when it errors out, now we know what the FS filter is. FS means, hey, if you see this number, this size, ignore it, because it's a false positive, so we'll do 1996. Oh my goodness, Tyler. Was numlock really not on? Numlock wasn't on. Gosh, I'm such a good hacker. All right. So now we'll do 199691. All right, we got our vhost fuzzer going, and we will also do throw Nicto at it. Nicto does a very basic like web vulnerability scan on the website. All right, we'll throw Nicto at it. We'll look at our directories. We do have a manual here that's interesting. And maybe parenting, I have no idea. Maybe it's a parenting manual. That would be helpful for many of us who have kids, myself included. So let's just go ahead and see what are we working with. And the other thing we can do right now is we can open up Cato. Yep, that's fine, Cato. You can start that one. Now, if you've never heard of Cato, it's sort of like Burp Suite, right? So it's a web proxy toolkit written from the ground up in Rust, but doesn't have all the rate limiting that Burp Suite Community Edition has, so I prefer it, especially on CTFs. We'll create a project, and we will call this paper. All right. And we'll go to intercept here, and I just like to use the Cato browser. Otherwise, I forget to turn off proxy, and then I wonder why Cato's not working, and it's not that Cato has an issue, it's that I don't know how to use it. So we'll open this up, and we'll just go to paper again here. All right. If you are the website administrator, CentOS 8, blah, blah. Anything interesting in the page source? That was one of the things we said to check. Nope. Anything interesting in robots.txt? Okay, that's cool. I'm glad it didn't do it properly. Nope. How about manual? Okay, so this is just documentation from what I can see. Is the other thing that popped up there. And our vhost fuzzer hasn't found anything either. Nicto, yeah, sure, it's probably outdated, but I don't think there's any vulnerabilities with it. What's a PHP? We can look some of these up. So if we just grab this, we'll go over to Firefox. Okay, so these are specific things here. This isn't going to be an exploit with this. Yeah, Job Portal 1.0. The frick is Job? Someone like just made a website and then found an exploit in it. Job Portal. Yeah, and there's not even a place to try SQL injection. Right, OpenSSL is going to be fine. And as well with this Apache version, I don't think there's any interesting exploits for us, at least any that are going to give us like RCE or anything. Denial of service, we don't really want to do that. Local privilege escalation, that might be helpful later on. 2.4.49, I believe that only affects 2.4.49, but might be wrong. We got Elliot here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it only affects this one. At least I'm pretty sure. We can read about it a little bit. A flaw was found in the change. So it was a change made in 2.4.49. This only affects 2.4.49 and not earlier versions. So that's not going to be our way in. And I didn't mean to open all these either on my Notion tab here. So we did all this. We checked it. Nothing interesting. We can check this out as well. Cross-site scripting. Running into CPU issues here. What up, Chris Whitlock? Good to have you here, my friend. What? Let's check out this. An issue in HTAC Tidy 5.7.28 allows the attacker to execute arbitrary code via the G option of the clean note. How the frick do I exploit it, homie? Is that the version we're dealing with? Sure enough, it is 5.7.28. Can I script kiddie my way in? I don't think so. I also don't even know when this machine came out for sure. I don't think this is going to be the way in, but we should probably still check. There's no available exploit. And knowing that it's an easy rated machine, we're not going to have to write our own exploit. So I'm going to say, nope, that's probably not the way in. I don't think. Maybe we'll come back to that. GoBuster is failing. vhost has found nothing. You know, I think it's safe to say there's not too much here. How about on HTTPS? Is there a different website on HTTPS? No. What? Maybe that is the way in. I mean, if this is all we have on both, I don't. Think that's the syntax for that. All right, let's go back in my notes. What am I missing in my enumeration? Anything interesting here? It has to be this. Oh, there's a paper machine. I don't even get what this means. Like, how would I do that, though? The only directory I think we have is manual. Is there any way to execute code from the manual? I don't think so. Oh, now I'm actually on the Apache website. Sitemap? Okay, how about, is there something in the sitemap for exploiting the server? I'm not seeing anything about exploiting the server. This is just getting to error out, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I figured. Gosh, I'm going to end up hacking Apache themselves. Oh, when I click those links, they all go to that. Yeah, it's a Google search. It's a Google search, Jordan. Not a regular search. What the heck? One would think there'd be a vhost or a directory. This is all we have open. All right, I guarantee it's something very simple too that I'm missing. I'm just trying to think before I click guided mode and see what the hint is. By a specific function within a specific file of the HTML tidy code base, the G option. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Yeah, so there, but it doesn't accept it. Let me try a different scanner real quick. Okay. Ah. Now we might be getting somewhere. So, note to self, not all directory busters are made equal. Okay, I can't access that, but how about this metrics thing? Seems that I can access that. Boom. Okay, so we should look at what npm endpoints there are, like what other npm endpoints are there. Let me turn on Flameshot real quick. At least we're getting somewhere now. All right, let me jump back to my notes. Jeez, I'm getting really laggy here. I'm gonna have to kill some scans before my VM crashes. It's being very slow now. Or some browsers or something. I must have too many things open. I guess I don't need this calculator open anymore, do I? Is there any other common NPN things that we might be able to exploit? As this doesn't do a whole lot for us. And what the frick even? What's this endpoint even do? Let's check it out. So if we were doing a pen test, this would at least be like an informational. There's no reason to have this exposed, I don't think. Jeez, this VM is gonna die. Yeah, although all right, I'm gonna close out this tab just so we don't kill it. Common about token. Nope. Could this be MPD or document converter? Maybe. Oh, maybe the directory is... You think so? You know, I guarantee you guys I'm missing something obvious here. I just don't know what it is. None of that's helpful. None of that's helpful. Use Fearox Buster. What's the syntax? Do we pass it blah 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 -u for URL? Is wordless W? Dude, it's just confusing to look at the output. Bro, you're gonna break my VM. Oh no, we're hit. My VM's gonna die. Oh, I missed something very early on? The frick did I miss? Did my Rust scan not hit? You know, for all the issues I had with freaking Hack the Box, like, I know those of you watching this video after the fact didn't see it, but Hack the Box was being super buggy. I think we waited like 15 minutes to get a box to launch. Maybe all the ports weren't open yet. Let me just T5 that. I swear, if there's a port that wasn't open when I initially scanned, I'm going to be mad. The frick. Jordan, let me just ask this question. Did I miss a port? Because I'm not going to wait 27 freaking minutes for InMap to scan. If it's not a port, just say no. If it is a port, oh, it wasn't a port, you might want to run for fuff again. It was a virtual host? How did I miss it? Honestly. Do I need a different word list? I know my script works. At least my methodology was solid. Let's stop this. It's going to break my computer. It's too big of a word list. Man, that's dumb because I literally ran this right away. If it's seriously a vhost that I missed. Lame. All right, what's the vhost I missed? It's a freaking WordPress blog. Gosh dang it. So I did miss a vhost somehow. How did I not catch it? What is the name of the stupid vhost? Pisses me off, y'all. I mean, I'm not mad like if I miss something in my enumeration or my methodology. My methodology is sound and it still just somehow didn't show up, then I get mad. That's not that. All right, Jordan, tell me what it is, if you don't mind. I want to troubleshoot why it's not coming up for me by looking through the word list and see like what word is it. News? I mean, I can use a larger subdomain list, but it's just going to take forever. It's not stream friendly. Because you can see, even with this 20,000 word list, we're only at 4,000 right now. It's Office. You have to be freaking joking me. Guys, am I crazy? Oh, no, I need to add it to Etsy hosts, but we're going to look through these word lists and figure out why I didn't find it, though, before I move on. Are you sure, Jordan? You know, for all I know, the thing is broken anyways. Sure enough. Is it... Does that matter? Wow. How would you know to do dot paper? Someone explain that to me? Because generally looking at is dot paper even a real freaking... Look at that. All right. You know, I try to be nice, but this part of this machine is stupid in my opinion, unless someone can tell me why I'm wrong. There's no reason the vhost should have a .paper top level domain. I mean, it doesn't even freaking exist. I can get .hackthebox. That's kind of standard methodology when you do a hack the box machine to have .htb instead of .com. Why the frick would it be .paper? All right, chat. Is it in the SSL certificate? All right, good call. Maybe it's in the SSL certificate and I missed it there. Let me check. No. You guys tell me. Is that dumb or am I complaining for no reason? But in my opinion, that was a stupid vhost. Not realistic, very CTF-y. So the reason my vhost fuzzer isn't going to find it is because it's looking for paper.hackthebox, so like office.paper.hackthebox. But for some reason, the TLD is literally .paper, which doesn't even freaking exist. Oh, lose my mind, bro. Like, the frick. See, that would probably find it eventually. It's in the source code? I didn't see it. No, there's no comments in the source code about paper. That's a dumb entry point. Sorry if you're the creator of the room and you watch this part of it. Maybe the rest of the room's awesome, but my feedback for the first part, don't do that. Don't make it puzzly just for being puzzly. But Hack the Box is usually really good about not allowing that kind of entry path. That's why I'm like, what am I missing? What am I missing? Because generally, Hack the Box machines are very realistic. They don't throw in silly freaking crap like that, a .paper TLD that doesn't exist for your vhost. The frick? Oh. Dumb. Whatever, we'll run with it. So once again, guys, the difference is like you could probably find a YouTuber going through this room in 15 minutes. They don't show what I just went through there, and they don't explain why it's a dumb entryway. Like that, you do that in pen testing. You freaking office.paper. You want to know the number of times I've seen that on a pen test? This number of times I've seen that on a pen test because it doesn't exist. I digress. All right. Well, what time is it? 10:30? Okay, well, we have some interesting information here. Just looking at, I just clicked, I saw there was a comment. So let's grab a screenshot of that. Jump back to our notes. Yeah, so Chris, I mean, the challenge doesn't come from things being not realistic. Like, good CTFs emulate a real world environment. You're not learning something. We have to do something silly. What? All right. Nemesis said apparently there was an X backend server header that leaked office.paper. What? right there. All right, that still think it's dumb, but at least I see the reason behind that now. They wanted to teach you to look at server headers to see what you can find. Okay. I don't fully take back my comments because I still think .paper is a stupid TLD, top level domain. But at least there was a reason behind the madness. Let me just add that to my notes. So here it is right here. And I suppose, could we have seen that? If I would have just proxied it through Cato. Look at that. All right, so listen, note to self. Just start proxying things right away. Now, that is real world. Whenever I do a web app pen test, I proxy every single request. Like from logging, well, just going to the web server, logging in, like I take every request, send it to repeater, and then look at it, which is good pen testing methodology. I didn't do that for the CTF. If I would have done that for the CTF, we would have noticed it right away. There's this backend server of office.paper. So that's another way to get that information. All right. I feel a little bit better now since it wasn't as random as it initially appeared. There was a way to locate that information if you followed decent methodology, which that was a piece of methodology I do in the real world, but I didn't do on this CTF. The backend server of paper.hackthebox. Anyways, we have a piece of information here when we look at the comments. So we have username enumeration. We have a username Nick and a username Michael, potentially. And we have some interesting information. We'll just call this sensitive information. There is secret content in the drafts. So if we can view the drafts, we can find whatever that sensitive information is that Nick is telling Michael about, saying, hey, you may want to remove that information. Oh, let me turn off proxy now. I am so sorry, everyone. I wanted everyone of my friends, but Jan didn't let me. So other employees are added to this blog and are removed. As of now, there's only one user in the blog, which is me. Just me. Is that Prison Mike? Okay. So actually, his name isn't Michael. His name is Prison Mike. Word. So we got Prison Mike going on here. This is the first post on the official Blunder, Turf, and Scanton Branches blog. What's the comment here? Beautiful. Yo, what up, Tyler Rake? Thank you, my friend, for stopping by. All right. So a few common things. Or is it login.php, I should say. We'll have a login form there. We have Prison Mike. And we have username enumeration. So we know Prison Mike is the right user, because we try to sign in as Prison Mike with an incorrect password. The proper way to handle that is say your username or your password is incorrect, but WordPress, or older versions of it at least, say whether or not the username is correct. If we do a username that's not correct and log in, you can see we have two different error messages. So we have some username enumeration again. So we once again are just confirming Prison Mike is the name of the user. And if anyone watches this from Notion, please allow me to set that by default. I don't want it in the middle. So we have Prison Mike. We can also, knowing that it's WordPress, is do WP scan. If we look at the syntax for WP scan, I think we just pass it the URL. URL, HTTP, office.paper. Nah, YOLO, we don't need to update. This will see if there's any vulnerable, didn't Nikto discover this at all? Just popped in my head. I don't think it did. But this will see if there's anything vulnerable about it. We have the WordPress version, right? So WordPress 5.2.3, we can look that up right now. Maybe there's some... Oh. Viewing unauthenticated password private posts. Ooh. So, keeping in mind about those drafts, this seems like a possible way forward. Take my notes here. That allows us to read private posts. So we'll copy that, and let's just grab, I keep forgetting that's in that same browser. So we know that adding static1 to a WordPress URL should leak its secret content. Word, literally Word, as in WordPress. Let's see if it does it. Okay. Test. Michael, please remove the secret from drafts. Hello, employees. Warning for Michael. Michael, you got to stop putting secrets in the drafts. Ah. Secret registration URL of the new employee chat system. I'm keeping this draft unpublished. Unpublished drafts cannot be accessed by outsiders. I'm not that ignorant, Nick. Also, stop looking at my drafts. Jeez. All right. So we have that, and we can grab just a screenshot of this for our notes, and then we'll grab the URL. All right, we'll make that a little bit smaller. And then, of course, Notion is stupid, so it tries to do that. All right, so we have a secret thing here. Our secret URL, chat.office.paper. Let's add that to our Etsy hosts. Was there anything else found on our WordPress? All right, nothing super interesting there, but we do have that secret URL. So let's check out that URL now. We have it right here. We will do it over here in Cato. Okay, we got Rocket Chat going on here. My name is Hack Smarter. So password 123, same password I use for my bank account, and register a new account. Welcome to Rocket Chat, the rocket.chat dash blah 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 blah. I thought you used OneNote for note taking. I kind of have note taking ADHD. I go from different note taking things all the time. Oh, we're getting a ping. I feel like I'm in Discord. Here, let me turn on my desktop audio. Oh, geez, we got lots of messages. Oh, we have a new... Can I Can I hack the new bot? Just call the bot by his name and say, help. His name is Recyclops. You know, let's check that out. All right, let's keep looking at this. Hello, I'm Recyclops, a bot assigned by Dwight. I will have my revenge on Earthlings. Before that, I have to help my cool friend Dwight to respond to the annoying questions asked by his coworkers. Most frequently asked questions include, what time is it? What new files are in your sales directory? Why did the salesman cross the road? What's the content of file X in your sales directory? So can I get other people's files? Please note that I'm in beta version. I still have some bugs to be fixed. How to use me. Small talk. Joke. The following two features are for those boneheads who still don't know how to use SCP. Ooh. The access is limited to the sales folder. Recyclops, get me the file test.txt. Or can you send me source test.php? You can ask me to list the files. Oh, and we can direct message him. Okay. Okay, so we have sale and sale 2. Freaking scrub. That's a directory. We're in Dwight's home folder. Hold up. So in Dwight's home folder, if I'm understanding this correctly, get I don't, what's your command syntax, you stupid freaking robot? Sale. Okay. I don't know how to talk to the robot. All right. Well, how do I ask you to get me files, homie? Send me. Okay. Send me the file. SSH ID RSA. You freaking thing. Yo, when I do... ah! Could you send me the file? Can you list... Can I list... Oh my goodness. Okay, sweet. I can do that. Okay, we got nothing necessary. Well, you have user. Let's just grab user real quick. Can you Bruh. How do you send me files? Cycle ops file. Well, maybe if I use the right slash, I'm thinking I'm in Windows. Oh my goodness. How do I get the files, you stupid freaking robot? Okay, can you do like... Does this work? What? Why does my command not go through? Oh, is that just like showing me that previous command? Get file. Okay. Okay. All right. I figured out. All right. Now let's try this again. Get. No, file. 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 What is this weird freaking syntax? File. Like this. User.txt. You stupid robot. Okay, how about one where everyone can read? Okay, so user.txt can only be read by Dwight. That's the problem there. But how about something, config, we can't either. What the freak is whobot history? What's this bot restart? Maybe there's creds in there? Cleaning whobot's log so it won't grow too large. For starting the bot 20 seconds late when the server is restarted. This is because MongoDB and Rocket Chat need some time to start properly. Checks if whobot is running every 10 seconds. Starts bot. What's the syntax? File. Can't go into that directory. We can read. I don't know if bot restart's going to be helpful. Oops, list. I'm going to copy that command. var, whoops, var, wdub, html, d, Mifflin, blog. Shoot. I don't think any of that's helpful. Oh. I'm thinking we might be able to get like command execution with this bot. There is no ID RSA, no. Huh. I feel like we need to get code execution. You know, maybe I'm overthinking this. Hold. First of all, you go away. They both have a portfolio? Why is it doing it twice every time I ask for a command? Oh, shoot, I can run commands? Hey, Red Blue Team Learnings. Yeah, I'll give you a recap because I think I just broke the bot. We are doing the paper machine on Hack the Box. We discovered a web server at office.paper, which is a WordPress site. We found that WordPress is vulnerable to a vulnerability that allows us to read like private pages, and we read some secret content from the drafts that gave us access to like the employee chat room. And in the employee chat room, we saw them talking about a bot, and now we were able to kind of do LFI with the bot to get access to other files. Did I break the bot? Oh man, now it's sending me 3 things every time I type a command. All right. Jeez. So we can actually run stuff. How about echo? Oh, shoot. Ooh, all right, we have code execution by the run command. I just guessed that, and I'm glad it worked. Now, I don't know why it's telling me 3 times every command I do. We just tell it to run, and it will run commands for us. All right. Can we just do like... .10.10.14.12. My syntax is wrong. Frick is the syntax. Netcat reverse shell. I should have that memorized, but I clearly did something wrong. I thought it was netcat-e like bin/sh or something. Oh, maybe I should do like ports and stuff. Yeah, good thinking, Tyler. It's trying to like... Okay. We should just be able to do something such as... Let's try this one right here. Run. Can I do something as simple as that? Or I can write to a file and make it executable. Okay, so we'll echo it. Can I run echo okay, what if we do, man, a lot of just trial and error here. Run echo to sweet. So I see it right here, test.sh. Oh, and it's running as Dwight. How come I couldn't access Dwight's stuff before? I could just add my key to SSH as well then, can't I? Hold up, let's not overthink this. What? Oh, maybe I should do that. Okay, run echo hello. Beautiful. Now list. Oh, not beautiful. All right. Let me go back to what I was trying to do. Run. Well, first, is it list? All right, run change mod plus X. Is that the amount? 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, I have the wrong IP in. Oh my goodness, Tyler. Freaking don't be dumb, dude. That was just like my test command. I never updated the IP. I bet this will work though. I'm probably overcomplicating it, but you know what? I will get a shell. Whoops. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we got this information here too. We have the Rocket password for Recycle Ops. That might come in handy. Let me just grab that. I knew eventually I'd find a way to do it. Someone just messaged me in Rocket Chat. What did I hear a ping for? I don't know. All right, anyways. Let me just get SSH access. Make my life a little bit easier. Cat home Tyler SSH ID RSA dot pub. All right, this works just fine. Should automatically do this, but all right, so I can't do it that way. Well, we have that password. Maybe he's just doing password reuse. That password that we found for the bot, maybe that's the same password Dwight is using for his account, possibly. Okay, sweet. All right, we have access as Dwight now. Beautiful. Let's just add that to our notes. Password reuse for SSH, Dwight, and that's his password. Okay. Let's look at this again. Don't think... Does the bot like actually have an account here? No, but Rocket Chat does. Never been logged into before. Oh, those are the creds you found? Oh, I did it unintended way? Sweet. Well, I'm glad I did it a different way. I got to be unique. Let me, before I waste all my time, let me just linpiece this beast. Gosh. Remember, I'm trying to keep this tool directory actually useful now. We'll hit this beast with linpiece. 10.10.14.12 linpiece.sh. Make it executable and run it. What is that write using AI cherry tree integrated AI? So this isn't cherry tree, this is Notion, and I don't, you can like, it's just like if we do, you can use AI to write. It's nothing too interesting. I don't even use it. Nemesis, I'm not sure when you said that, but yeah, sudo-l doesn't seem to work for this user. Whoa, whoa, did I see something up there? Ooh, we're doing some path hijacking. I think so. Let's see if we can remember. Sudo might also be vulnerable, but if you find that you can write inside some folder of the path, you may be able to escalate privileged by creating a backdoor inside the writable folder with the name of some command that is going to be executed by a different user, root ideally. But what, do we have a command that will be executed by the root user? Yeah, I didn't even check suidbit. So we need to find. Do you create a new Notion book for each room? I do. Yep. Well, not a new Notion book. I create like here. If we look at my notes, you can see like here's creative, here's paper, and so then I create my subpages as I enumerate. Not entirely sure how helpful that is with our current setup. I think we need to be able to execute commands. Yeah, so like we need to be able to hit a command that runs as root by default. Second technique to spawn root privileges. And that's just the command they created up here, right? Maybe I just don't understand path hijacking, which I don't. I'm always confused when I'm looking at it. Not wasting time. Search the file. So it needs to have suidbit though, right? Maybe some of these files do have the suidbit. Let's look through our results here. It should tell us. time is it? Shoot, I need to go to bed eventually. Oh, we have a cron job. But is that not just running as Dwight? That Rocket Chat user is interesting. Can we actually log in as Rocket Chat? Is that the next step? Do we need to compromise Rocket Chat? Who the frick is that? I wonder if we need a compromised Rocket Chat. Hold up, what's this stuff? Oh. Just like a default config. This box from 2021. I'm not sure. Yeah, it probably is from 2021. I'm not even sure. Jeez, I don't freaking know. And we can look at the Mongo database. We can try to get the Rocket Chat user. We can try to abuse the path stuff. But I'm getting tired. This is where we were at before, right? This whobot, that's where we started at. Run is the one I used to get access. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't even get the user, did I? I could at least do that, so I feel like I did something. Am I just abusing sudo? Is that really what it is? It's like, what, 1 point? Oh my goodness, 1.8.29. I'd be a little disappointed if that's all it is. Usually hack the boxes machines are a little more, like it's not just a kernel exploit like that. Oh man, it's it's on the tip of my tongue. Well, it's not going to be that one. That's 2023, although it will work. This is the one it probably wants us to do. I should have just followed my gut and looked at sudo. I was thinking, hey, they're not going to use a sudo version. Let's grab this. All right, this is an exploit for that. So we're going to build it. And then we're going to run list targets, run brute force target finding. All right, let's just try it. YOLO. Well, maybe I can confirm whether this is the right one so I'm not in a rabbit hole. Oh, no. Okay. I mean, it might be vulnerable to that CVE, but that's not the one it's looking for. There's probably a few different ways. Like, I bet this would work. Let's just try it. Even though I know it's not the intended path, but technically it would be vulnerable, right? 1.8. And it's just a script this. Trying to sudo. I don't have a sudo password. What's this script doing? Oh, it's just trying to get the sudo version. It's doing a test first. I see. Oh no. Okay, no, that doesn't work. All right. That's a different type of CVE. Close all this junk. I would have thought it was this one. Did I just type it wrong? Bruh. Let's just try this one. How do we use it? Oh. Oh, it's brute forcing. The frick exploit doesn't want me to use, bruh. Isn't this the one we're just looking at? Yeah, 3156. Apparently not that. Is it? Oh, is it underscores for the format? Oh, shoot, it is. Who the frick uses underscores for the format? You joking me? Oh, no. These are all 3156, 3156, 3156, 3156. They're all 3156, but that's not the right one. Does anyone know if I'm just typing it wrong in there? Literally every CVE is 3156. How am I stuck on this part out of all things? You said searching privilege escalation on DuckDuckGo's King? I'm guessing when this box came out, this was like, this would pop up all the time because it was a brand new exploit. Oh, is it pull kit? I gotcha. I wonder why that didn't come up on Google when I was searching. I bet it is this one, though. That would make sense. Yeah, okay. Man, DuckDuckGo's where it's at. I tell you what. Nano. Oh, I already did that. Boom. What was Enigma's password? Enigma for the win. All right, I got you, bro. There we go. A little more difficult than it needed to be there at the end, but whoops. We got it. Wow. That was a journey. That was a journey. Let's recap our journey. Let's see. I spent way too much time enumerating in the beginning because I was looking for vhosts, but the server was actually on office.paper, which is when I kind of rage quit and said, what kind of freaking TLD is it's .paper that doesn't even exist? Why would you have it at .paper instead of .hackthebox? And I thought you had to somehow guess it, but someone in chat said, no, it's in the X backend header. And sure enough, if we would have done a simple curl request and then looked at the headers, we would have saw it. Otherwise, I don't think I took a screenshot here, but in Cato as well was another way we could have saw that. If we would have just proxied our request in Cato, we'd have quickly found that backend server. Once we found the backend server and realized it was running WordPress, we saw this comment here from Nick that said, hey, you should remove the secret content from your drafts ASAP. So that told us, okay, we need to find some way to read drafts. Well, we used WP Scan, which I don't even know if I still have it open. Oh yeah, we did. So we used WP scan here, and we saw that it was running WordPress 5.2.3. WordPress 5.2.3 is vulnerable to revealing all hidden content if you use $static equals 1. When we did that, we could see all posts, including draft posts, and that told us, hey, here's a secret registration URL of new employee chat system, chat.office.paper. From there, we discovered this bot, and after much trial and error and enumerating and trying to dig into like what the heck is going on here, I just randomly said, can you run? Like, I think it was a different command, like run echo hello, and sure enough, it worked. So we could get RCE by doing run, and I don't have the steps here, but I literally just echoed in a typical bash reverse shell, made that file executable, and then got a shell as recycle ops. When I had recycle ops, I saw that we had an environment, so I just catted that out, and that gave me this password, Queen of Blades 23. We SSH as Dwight with password reuse on Queen of Blades 23, and then of course I saw right away when we ran linps that it was an outdated sudo version, but generally when you do retired machines, they're going to be vulnerable to sudo exploit. So the reason I don't generally check sudo exploits on retired machines is I just assume that it might work, but that's not the intended path. So I kind of skipped that and was looking at other ways because I was thinking that wasn't the intended path, but sure enough, it was. So we used that exploit I just showed, and we were able to root the machine. I always like to look at the official write-up to see like, hey, how did I approach it differently than the official write-up did? So let's check that out. So they did it with burp right here. All right, so they discovered all the stuff I did. Instead of doing Wapalizer, though, I used WP scan, and I found 5.2.3. Yep, I found the same CVE. Main account in Rocket Chat. Yeah, sure enough, I did the same thing. And file, list, etc., etc. I'm curious about this part. Yep, so I did that as well. Oh, so they just looked at whobot and found the environment file. So mine was an unintended way. That's cool. I'm glad I did it a different way. I got a reverse shell and then got into it. What about 0xdf? His stuff is always excellent. How did he do that part? Oh, he used WP scan. So me and 0xdf did it the same way. On that part, I used WP scan as well. We found the chat. How did he get the shell? He tried the same thing I did. Look at that. So even 0xdf didn't do it. Did anyone do the runway? Am I like one of the unique persons who found that the run command could actually execute commands? Why was that in the machine? Hack the box paper walkthrough. Let's see how a few other people approached it. I just want to know if anyone else did the way I did it, or if my way was legit unique in the way I did run and did a reverse shell right away, and then pivoted over to Dwight. Oh wow, they really fell down a rabbit hole here. Dude, yo, I think I'm the first person, maybe not the first person, but I don't see anyone else doing it the way I did it. That makes me feel accomplished. Did you try run, homie? No, okay, sweet. I'm gonna take credit for that unique attack vector there of using run. Oh! Look, this person discovered it. Boom, okay. At least one other person did it the way I did it. They found the run one. And they also create an SSH key pair, which is what I did as well, to get a more stable shell. So me and this person had a similar thought process. Okay, cool. Well, hey, although I got a little frustrated with the initial entry of the paper or whatever, I should have noticed that. Note to self, better enumeration when you are looking at just initial access to a web server. Proxy all the requests. That's the only reason that tripped me up. If I would have done that, I would have caught that right away and would have made it through the machine. But hey, we are at a little over 3 hours on this stream. I am going to stop this part for YouTube. So for those of you watching this after the fact on YouTube, hey, thank you for hanging out. Hope you found something in this long video helpful in my methodology, frustrations, and eventually working our way through it. I will see you guys in the next one.